moment. We just had a pre-trial run-up of our crane. She was not behaving this morning, so the team did a little bit of tweaking and tuning and wanted to get a run in before the program started. Right now, we're just gonna wait for everybody to get behind the fence. Anybody that's not behind the fence, we can't start because people and props don't mix.
Yep.
So once we get everybody over there, we'll be ready to start up. I'll be turning the mic over to Dan for a moment and then we'll continue. Of course, today is our 80th celebration of Operation Manna. So I'll let Dan explain a little bit about our special guest today and what is going to go on, and we'll just wait for everybody. If you have got your hearing protection, please put them in now. This aircraft is noisy, and our lovely lady here has got them. So if you need some, wave your arms and say, "Hey, can I have one, please?" I like to call the running of the four Merlins the Symphony of the Merlins. It's a beautiful sound. And then a little bit later, if things progress well, we're going to hear the rock and roll of the Bristol Hercules. You can compare the difference. One engine makes the sound of four when you're looking at the Herc. All right, looks like we got everybody in place. Thank you so much for moving into that spot. Again, remember, I do ask you to stay behind the yellow fence. It is for your safety. I'm going to turn it over to our Vice President, Dan Fox.
Thank you, Rob. Oh, what a beautiful day. Isn't this wonderful? We know how to pick them. About 90% of our events seem to land on a good day like this, so I guess we're charmed or whatever. Anyway, it is my great pleasure today to introduce to you our special guest from Calgary, Catriona Le May Doan. Just a little background on Catriona. She was a four-time Olympian, three-time Olympic medalist in long track speed skating, and Female Athlete of the Year in 1998, 2001, and 2002. She was inducted into the Canada Sports Hall of Fame and appointed an officer of the Order of Canada. She's a motivational speaker and for the past 8 years has been an executive member of Sport Calgary that advocates for the growth of sport and its benefits to all Calgarians. Today, Catriona is representing the Netherlands government to commemorate Operation Manna, the dropping of food to the starving Dutch population in April and early May of 1945, 80 years ago. Our local Lancaster pilot, who sadly is no longer with us, Joe English, led a squadron of Lancs on that mission. He said it was the best operation of the war for him. Catriona will be joining our Lanc crew in the cockpit for today's engine run. So I'll turn it over to our guest speaker, Catriona.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. So you said from Calgary. You know, I struggle with that. I've been there 36 years, but I'm from Saskatchewan. So like any Saskatchewan person, I think you bleed green until your last days. But you know, everything I do is about community. It's what I do. Even when I represented Canada, it was about bringing a community and bringing a country together. And in my work now, and I was named honorary consul for the Netherlands 2 years ago, and that was my ties to the Netherlands through speed skating. Speed skating is their national sport. And so I've been doing various events in the Netherlands and now celebrating the 80th year, the liberation and Canada's role with the Netherlands. Now today we're celebrating, well today is actually King's Day, and so many people are raising the Dutch flag for King's Day. I'm wearing my signature orange, which I was very happy to have long before I was the honorary consul, but celebrating the 80 years of Operation Manna. And you know, talking to a lot of my friends who are in the Netherlands through speed skating and their families whose parents were a part of that Operation Manna and the role that Canada played. And it wasn't just a military mission, it was a humanitarian mission. And as was mentioned for the pilot, that was one of his greatest joys to be able to do that. That winter was called the Hunger Winter, and over 20,000 Dutch people died of starvation. And so when they heard the sound of planes overhead, and it wasn't, everybody had the fear, it was during the war, but it wasn't bombs that were coming, it was food, and it was saving the Dutch people. And so today we celebrate the bond that Canada and the Netherlands had at that time, and the bond that the countries continue to have as we celebrate the 80 years of Operation Manna and the 80 years of liberation. And so, on behalf of the Dutch people, they say thank you. They continue to say thank you, not just for the freedom, the liberation, but that they could witness the freedom that came after the liberation. And so today we celebrate our community and what our community did for the Dutch people. But I think now more than ever, as not just our province and our country and our world are in turmoil, and everybody seems to be fighting, we see just that strength and the importance of coming together as a community, coming together here to celebrate, and then continuing to spread the word. As we were talking about working to raise money, we can only do that when we come together and we celebrate the history, because what we have today in this community of ours and in our country, we have because of what the people before us did. So thank you for having me. Thank you for, I'm excited about this and excited to learn even more. But thank you to the community for coming out, and let's continue to spread the word. And thank you for the hope that you have given and that we continue to give as we gather together and continue to do what's better for our community and our society. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. So Catriona's going to be heading up into the cockpit. We're going to get ready to go. Dan's going to take her over there. As we get ready to go, just a few things about the Lancaster. It is one of 4 Lancasters in the world that have fully operational engines. 2 of those Lancasters fly. 1 is on the road to flying. This aircraft is going to go through the summer, probably $4,000 worth of fuel. Figured that, we run it in 20-minute increments, maybe 20 minutes. Everything on this ship is completely ready to run. Bomb bay doors closed, lights come on. We've tried to bring as much life back to the old girl as we can. Obviously, it's not flight worthy, and if it was, we don't have a runway. So with that, I'm going to turn it over inside. We'll get them set up and ready to go. Carl is our grounds person. He's going to be directing. If you watch Carl, he's going to kind of go through each of the engines as they go through the startup. We ran it this morning. Cowls are all back on, so it should be a good show. Let's listen to her run. If you haven't put your hearing protection on, now's a good time.